Here's how to give your swim bait rod a DRT/spiral wrap. So if you're kind of in the swim baiting world, you've seen the DRT rods where they have this kind of cool spiral wrap. So we're gonna give that a try today. But these are the things you're gonna need. At least what I think we're gonna need, because I'm kind of winging it. But some tape, super glue, Sharpie, a ruler, a knife, and then some string. This is butcher's twine. And then for the heat shrink wrap, I found mine on Amazon. This is 28mm thickness. I'm gonna take some tape here. So I just measured this piece of masking tape to the length of my rod handle here. Then I made 2 of these strips. So as you can see, it has a little black line for every inch. And I made 2 of these. So I just took the same piece of tape, split it down the middle. And then now I'm gonna take this and place these onto my rod. And now as that tape, I've got one piece here with the 1-inch markings across the back and then one here in the front. This is gonna be my guide for as I wrap this rod to make sure the line is wrapped up nice and evenly. Now we're gonna start wrapping this rod with this string. I'm gonna take a little bit of super glue here. We're gonna put a little bit on the tip here, and then I'm actually gonna hide this on the back of the rod. So I'm gonna pop that line in. So as I wrap this, I'm gonna go to every other inch marking here and touch that mark every other inch as I go around from the back side to the front. And as you can see, this way I'm keeping a really nice, a very nice tight, but also equal and even wrap all the way up this rod. And the last thing I'm gonna wanna do is I'm gonna put a little dot of super glue behind each point where the line touches these pieces of tape that I made, but not touching the tape, because I actually want to be able to remove the tape in just a sec. The super glue will hold the line in place, and then we can take out all this tape. So now we have this rod all wrapped nice and even, a little bit of super glue. If you can kind of see it right behind the little dots right behind the line before they touch the tape. So that's all locked into place. So theoretically, what I should be able to do is all that blue tape, this masking tape, I can just slide it right out. And I'm actually also gonna turn this rod as I put this heat shrink wrap tubing. So it's almost like a corkscrew. And actually, I'm gonna line up this heat shrink wrap a little bit over the end of the rod right there, end of the top of the rod grip, just so that I can make sure that it snugs down really nice. When I go to cut the end of this rod part for the heat shrink wrap, I'm gonna cut off a little bit more than I actually need, just because that way we can clean it up instead of having it shrink down too much. That's on there. And to heat shrink wrap it, you can either use like a hair dryer, but I'm actually gonna use an electric stovetop. Ooh, I'm starting to see the spirals come in. And that's the finished product right there. That actually came out so nice. This actually came out pretty nicely. Not too expensive, made out of things mostly I have in the house. But oh, I'm actually really excited how this came out. All I gotta do here is I'm just gonna cut the tip off here, clean it up a little bit. But besides that, it's ready to fish.